I stayed at the Big Meadows Campground at the Shenandoah National Park up on Skyline Drive. I think it's mile marker number 50, something like that. Anyways, the campground has a lot of amenities, and what I'm going to do is kind of go over some of those amenities in this video and show you some of the campsites and talk about that a little bit for those that have never been here before. So just for reference, my stay at the Big Meadows Campground started on October the 19th of 2025, and I was here for 6 nights. And what I'm going to do is show you now, starting from the very beginning here, where the check-in station is when you come into the campground. You'll go by the visitor center to get to the campground, clear in the back. So let me show you right here real quick. So this is the check-in area. You'll check in right there, get your pass to your campsite, and right after you leave the building, they'll instruct you which way to go. I'm on the A loop. A85 is my campsite for the 6 nights. Now, all these loops are one way, so pay attention to that. They have arrows on the ground, and that is the way to the campsites right down there, and we're going to do that part of the video soon. Just past the check-in station on the left is where your amenities are, and they have a camp store, a laundromat, and hot showers. Okay, now I partook in the hot showers this morning, and man, did it feel good. I dry camp a lot at national parks. Not all of them have these amenities, so let me show you real quick. So this here's the camp store, okay, and these are the showers. They have a change machine over there that takes $5 bills. And the showers are $5 for 10 minutes. And that's pretty long, okay? As you can see, they're pretty nice showers. They're not heated. I found that out today. They are not heated, but they are clean. There's a bench in there, place to put your $5. And I'll show you what the shower itself looks like. Now the one I was in had a little rack in it. I think it's the second one over. Yeah, it had a little shower rack right there where you can put your soap and shampoo and what have you. Anyways, there's quite a few of them here. $5 for 10 minutes is pretty reasonable if you ask me. Let's go over here and look at the other things they got. Now those showers are not heated, but the ones in here inside the laundry room area are. So you come over here to this restroom, the men's restroom, and they have 2 showers back there, and those are heated is what I heard. So if it's a cold day out and you want to take a shower, they have a laundromat, which is pretty nice. It's got 5 washing machines. It's $1 to wash, and then they got dryers. They got 8 dryers. It's 25 cents for 5 minutes. Those are my clothes down there waiting for them to dry. Let's go back out here and check some more of the amenities out. And this here's the camp store. I'm doing a little video. This here's the camp store that you'll find over here in the campground. Got all kinds of stuff in there you might need. Got some treats, candy bars, all kinds of camping stuff. Pretty cool. And then down here, you got ice if you need ice. How much is the ice, Dwight?
$4.54.
$4.54. How many?
10-pound bag.
For 10-pound bag, $4.54. And the firewood is $10.50.
$10.52.
$10.52 a bundle. Okay. There you go. Got it straight from Dwight's mouth. He's the proprietor of the camp store. Anyways, let's go in here and look real quick. You can see the bundles of wood they got. And they got plenty of it, okay? Pretty good sized bundles. Alright. Plenty of firewood. Anyways, up there's the camp store, the showers, and the amenities they have here. So if you forgot anything from home, you can get it right here. We're just waiting for the clothes to get dried. Okay, I'm going to take you on a tour of the campground, and this is a very large campground. Okay, some things up front. not all the campsites have the bear-proof boxes. Let me show you what I'm talking about right over here. This is my box at my campsite, and it's really handy. These are pretty new. You can tell by the concrete being new. But when you get inside of here, there's quite a bit of storage. I've got all my food, my water, my curry, all in there. Took it out of the back of my truck, which is really handy because I am limited room when I'm truck camping. I'll just show you real quick. I am limited on space when I am truck camping. But anyways, not all campsites have those. And I did a driving tour. So E, F, G, H, and I section is if you've got a large rig, a motorhome, those are your sections over there. Just pay attention to the information on their website. A, B, C, and D, no way. Okay, you're not going to get large rigs in here. I've seen some motorhomes in here that take up the whole pad, maybe 20 foot or so, or 24 foot. But if you've got a really big coach or something, and you need to be over in the E, F, G, H, and I. A lot of the stuff in the A row is for tent camping type people or car campers, that kind of stuff. The sites are a little bit shorter and what have you. So just pay attention to what the information says on their website. This is a very large campground. In this video, I showed you the amenities at the camp store and what have you. What I haven't showed you is the lodge and the cabin area where you can rent cabins. I'm not going to do that in this video. This is strictly about the Big Meadows Campground on Skyline Drive, okay? Big place. Anyways, I'm going to put chapters in the video down below, so if you don't want to see all the rows, you can go to the row you were looking for, and then you can just stop the video at the campsite and get an idea what it looks like. I recorded this video on October the 21st, 2025, okay, and the leaves have started to fall from the trees, so your solar availability is good. Now in the summertime, it's hard to say. I haven't been here in the summertime, so don't expect to have solar everywhere. Anyways, we'll see y'all later. All right, I am going to take you on the campground loop. This is A57 where the campground host is. We're going to get on the A loop, and I'm going to drive around this and show it to you. And I'm just going to make some comments as I go along. This is A58, the first site. These are tent sites along here, I believe. Tent sites are all walk-in type sites. They have parking out along the main road. This is tent site 1 through 7. That is the B loop we're passing now. These are all tent camping on the right-hand side. There's a bathhouse located here. One thing nice about the bathhouses here, they do have hot water for the utility sink outside and for the sink on the inside, which is very unusual for a national park to have hot water. Well, at least Cades Cove doesn't. Here we are at A60 on the left. These are all pretty much short sites. These are tent sites 8 through 17 on the right. And you can see there's a small 16-foot trailer there to my left, and they just got enough room to probably get that trailer in there in their vehicle. So be aware that most of these camping sites in the A row are short. They do have dumpsters located throughout the campground. They have recycle bins, and they also have a place for you to clean out your ashes for your fire pits. Again, I don't notice that so much. Now A63 is a handicap site. It's a little bit longer than A64. A lot of these sites are gravel. This is a tent site, or could be a trailer site if it's a short trailer. Or A65, it could also be a trailer, a short trailer. Most of the sites are pretty level. If they're not, I'll make a comment about that. A66, A67, 68, these are all level sites. A69 is fairly level. You know, you could probably get, now if you look right here on the left, they've got one of these live trailers, and that looks like it's about an 18-footer. So they've got, you know, plenty of room there. And then on the right hand side is some more tent parking, and the tent campsites are way back in the woods back there. They are way back in there. So here's a bigger site on the B row. We'll come around to that later. Actually, it's on the C row. So like I said, most of these A row sites are level, and they could probably handle up to about a 20-foot trailer, I would say. This is a motorhome on the right hand side, and we're at A76. Some more tent sites, 35 through 44. Now A77 is kind of an uphill slope, so if you're going to stay there, you may want to check on that. Another bathhouse back here on the back side of this A loop. A78 is kind of a downslope, but A79 is a real nice site. Tent sites 45 through 53. And this is something you'll see quite frequently in the campground right here. You'll see deer. They just kind of walk through the campground. There's 3 of them right there. A81, you know, it's a short site. You could probably put a 16-foot trailer or a what do they call it, teardrop. A82 is level. A83 is a level site. You could put a mobile home or a trailer in there. Like I said, they're kind of short sites compared to most. Now A85 is the site I'm in, and I've got plenty of room. I could have brought my trailer and parked it in there. A86, A87. Most of these got fairly good solar coverage if you need solar. A89 kind of goes downhill off the road. If you've got a trailer, you might not want to do that one. A90 and 91 are level. A91's got a lot of solar to it. A93. And we're getting around the A loop here. There's another bathhouse here across from A96, and A96 is handicapped, right? There's a water fountain there. They also have a water fill-up station. I'll show you that when we get around. Several of those on the park. So if you're dry camping and you've got a water jug you need to fill up, they can do that. A99 is a good site. A100, 101, and 102, and 103 is a long site. You could probably put a longer trailer in there. All right, we're going to go back around now. Like I said, these are all one-way sites, and we're going to hit the B loop next. Okay, we are starting back at the beginning again, and we're going to pick up on the B loop next and have a look at it. We're on the B loop, and there's the bathhouse right there. B105, you could put a short camper in there. These all have good solar. B106 would be a good campsite. It's got a lot of good solar there. B107 has a big tree in the back of it. B108 has a pretty good pad there. You could put a pretty large trailer in there. B109, these are all paved sites. B110, here's another handicap site, and there's a bathhouse right behind it. What is that? B111. One of the things I was going to mention is over, not in this section, but over where I'm at, not in the B section, but on the A row, they have these big steel boxes that you can store your food in. If you're camping and you've got food stuff you don't want to put away in your camper all the time like me, you can use these big storage bins. They are not available on the B row though. I don't see any on the B row. B119 is a good site. B120 has a storage box. It does have a storage box. And A70, yeah, that's on the A row. It has one. All the tent sites have these storage boxes. So we're going to go around now and do the C loop. Okay, here we are again, starting at the beginning. We're going to go on the C loop this time. And starting right off the bat, C121 has good solar. I do not see any of the steel storage boxes on some of these sites. I'll tell you which ones do not have it. C122 does not have the storage box. C124 is a really short site. I'm not too sure about that site in a camper. C123 does not have a storage box. C125 again is an uphill site. You can put a small camper there. C126 is a short site, and there's a bathhouse right across from C126 and dumpsters. And C126 does have a steel storage box. C128 does not, but it's got plenty of solar. C127 does not have a storage box, and it's a short uphill. Might be good for a camper van or just a small trailer. C130 is uphill, does not have a storage box, and neither does C132. There's no storage box there either. C132 does not have a storage box, and it's a longer site. You could put a longer trailer in there. C131 does have a storage box, and it's a trailerable site. It's got good solar too. C133 has good solar but no storage box. And C134 does not have a storage box, and it's got good solar. Probably a tent site. C135 is a short site. Like I said, most of these are. Now C136, they've got a pretty good sized motorhome in there. Ooh, there's a good pothole right there. C137 is a level site, but no storage box. C135 has no storage box. C138 has no storage box, but there is a bathhouse right behind it. C139 does not have a storage box. And what did I say? C140 is a good long site, no storage box. C141 has good solar in the afternoon, but it's a short uphill site. All right, one more trip around the moon. We're going to go do the D loop, and then that'll be it for this section. Okay, this will be the last loop in this section, the D loop. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is do the same thing, mention which ones have storage boxes and don't. D42, no storage box, solar. D43, no storage box, solar. D44, storage box and solar. Well, not really good solar. D42, 45, it's very short, no storage box. D46, no storage box. Them storage boxes are handy. D148, I said 148, plenty of solar, no storage box. D149, I mean D140, what was that? I don't even know which one that was. Let me back up. This big campground. Yeah, D147, no storage box and no solar. D149, no storage box, solar. D50, no storage box, solar. D51, no solar, no storage box. D52, some solar, no storage box, and the bathhouse is right behind this. D53, some solar, actually it has good solar, no storage box. D54 is no solar, no storage box. D155 is solar, no storage box. D56, some solar, no storage box. D157, no storage box, no solar. D158, no storage box, some solar. D159, some solar. D160, no solar. D162, no solar. D161 has some solar. None of these have storage boxes. D163 is behind, and the bathhouse is right behind it. It's actually a fairly large pad. I'm wondering if that could be it's got some kind of electrical box there. I wonder if that could be a handicap for a CPAP machine, because the electrical box is locked. Anyways, it's got a wider pad. D163 does, and it's got a storage box. 164 has solar, no storage box. D166, some solar, no storage box. D165 has a storage box, little bit of solar. D168 is some solar, no storage box. And then let's see what we got here. D167, I'm not too sure what's going on here. It looks like a big campsite to me. And there's a water fill up over here on the C row where you could fill up your water jugs right across from the dumpsters on the back side. Let's run over to the E, F, G, H, and I loops and have a look real quick at those. I'm not too sure how much detail I'm going to get in with those. Okay, we are inside the loops E through F, and we're going to see what's down through here. I'm going to start with the very first loop, which would be the F loop, and I'm seeing some pull-through sites. Okay, this is a little bit bigger section. F198, these are all large sites. There's a lot of trees, so your solar would be iffy, but F199, these are all pull-through sites. F200, plenty of room. Okay. F201, none of these have storage boxes. That's not to say that they might add some storage boxes, because some of those on the A row looked fairly new concrete. F202, these are very large, spacious sites. All of them are pull through, but they have limited solar. F203, but if you have a large rig, you want to be in this section over here, not over there on that other side. Okay, we're going to follow this loop on out. I'm not too sure where we're at right here. We're on the E loop now. All right, we're back at the starting point for these other loops. We're going to go over now, and I'm going to stay on, actually I'm going to do the G loop, okay, which is this one right here. And G204 is a pull-through site. There's a water fountain right here by G205. These are all pull-through sites. G205, plenty of room. That's a big rig right there. Just limited solar. G206 is a pull-through site. G207, plenty of room. G207 has pretty good solar capabilities. G208, not so much. G209 is right across from the bathhouse. G210 is the last one on this row for the pull-through sites. Now we're going to go back around to the next loop. All right, we are on the H loop. Okay, they have a campground host back here with some doggies. So there's a campground host. G211 is a pull-through site. How y'all doing? G212 is a pull-through site, and there's a bathhouse right here by G212. And then it's a pretty long ways to the next site. Yeah, the next site is right here. Looks like it might be a tent site. H213. We're in the H row. H213 is definitely a tent site. H214, you can get a trailer in there. That's a pull-through site. I don't know why it says H. H215 is a pull-through site, and it's right next to a bathhouse. And then I don't think that's a campsite right there, but there is a H217 is a pull-through site. It has limited solar. I see they got a Starlink out too. And there's a dumpster down here at the end of the H row. Now, we're going to go around now and get the, I guess it's the I. Now we're going to go down the I loop. And I-218 is the campground host. I-219 is a back-end site right next to the bathhouse. I-220 is a short site. Now these are short sites. Now I-221 is a pull-through site, but I-222 is not. Okay, you could put a small trailer in there. I-223 is a pull-through site. I-224 is just a small back-end site. I-225 is a pull-through site, kind of uphill. I-226 is a good site for a small camping trailer. I-227 is pull-through. I-228 is a back-end site. I-229 is a pull-through site. I-230 is a back-end site. I-231 is a pull-through site. None of these sites have storage boxes on them. Okay, none of them do. And again, they're in the tree, so you might be limited, especially in the summertime when it comes to solar. Now what we're going to do is we're going to finish this up with the E-loop. The E-loop goes around the perimeter of this camping section. So we're going to do that last. We are now on the E-loop. This is the last loop of this section. And these are probably smaller sites back here on the E-loop. E172 is a short back-end gravel site. Now E173 is a loop pull-through. It does have a storage box. E175, 172, these all have storage boxes back here. E174. Okay, now E175 does not have a storage box. E176 does have a storage box, but it's very short with a big tree next to it. E177 is short, has a storage box, no solar. E178 has some solar, a little downhill, short. E179 has a storage box, so did E178. E180 is a loop kind of pull-through site. You're right on the edge of the mountain here. Like I said again, very limited solar. E180 has a storage box. E181 has a storage box, short site. E182 has a short storage box. E183 has one. There is some solar back here. E184 has a storage box. E185 is a very short site storage box. Let's see, E186 is a short site, and there's no storage box. E187 has a storage box. E188 has a storage box. And that's going to be it for this part. Let's go on to the next section of E section over here. So E189 is a long back-end site, no storage boxes. E190 is a fairly long site. You could get a 20-footer in there. E191 is between some trees, so if you have an awning, you're going to have trouble putting your awning out if you have a trailer. Just be aware of E191. Does not have a storage box. E192, there's no solar, no storage box. E193, no storage box and no solar. E194, you can see the motorhome that's in that one. You could put about a 20-foot trailer in there. E194, no solar. Right next to the bathhouse too. And then they have a handicapped one. E195 is handicapped. And E196 is a pretty good site. It's long. You could probably put a 20 or 24-foot trailer in there. No storage boxes on this loop. E197 is short. You could probably do about a 20-footer there. That's it for the E, F, G, H, and I sections. And that was your Big Meadows Campground tour.